Yogish Club. And I must say today is 20th April, a very auspicious day for all of us. Why? Because in the Lokik world outside, it is considered to be very inauspicious. There's a partial solar eclipse happening. As we speak today from, I think, around, it will be seen more in the Southeast Asia, Indonesia, some parts of Australia, yes, some parts of India as well. It's said that Delhi, it is being seen at 9:46 a.m. So you'll see that the light would be a bit dimmer. Well, why am I saying this? All this is because for us Brahmins, when I think of this eclipse, today's Murli is all about that. So if you look at outside, what is the eclipse in the Lokik science terms? The solar eclipse is when the moon comes in between the sun and the stars. And for us, who is the sun? The knowledge, the sun of knowledge, that is Shiv Baba. And the moon of knowledge is Brahma Baba. And then we lucky divine stars are all the Brahmins. So actually, the solar eclipse is really a symbolic, I must say, of our Brahmins, where Shiv Baba is completely incognito. Today's Murli Baba says that the sun of knowledge is incognito, whereas what is prominent is Brahma Baba, who can be seen because he's in the Sakari corporeal form. And now times have come after 69, even Brahma Baba has become incognito. And who have come on the stage now? All of us, the lucky divine stars. So let me share the screen and see how Baba is addressing us today about all of this beautiful connection between the sun, the moon of knowledge, and the divine stars, lucky stars who we are. So today's Murli is about it was the original of 9th of November 72. So do you constantly consider yourselves to be clear divine stars? The divine stars who are the embodiment of remembrance. Smriti Swarup all the time. The elevated fortune of the present time is of being the stars of Bap Dada's eyes. So it is both, the sun and the moon, we are stars of both of them. The fortune which you are creating is that which you will receive in the future. So are you moving along whilst seeing yourselves as the stars of these elevated fortunes? So what we say, Shresht Bhagya ke lucky sitare. When you don't consider yourselves to be the divine stars, then neither do these two stars stay in your awareness. So hope you remember that in the science world, the sun and the moon, both are not planets, they are stars, remember. Sun is a very big star and moon as well as a star. So Baba is saying when you don't consider yourselves to be divine, then even in your awareness, both Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba are not there. So therefore, constantly keep the form of the Trimurti stars in your consciousness. So Trimurti stars are we children, Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba. The stars have a connection with the sun and the moon. They have a connection with the sun in an incognito way and in a revealed way with the moon. Pratyaksh and Apratyaksh, or Paroksh and Aparoksh we call in Hindi. Paroksh is seen and Aparoksh is hidden or incognito. In the same way, with whom do you living stars have a practical relationship? So as I was saying before when we started the Murli, that now it's like so much of seva, 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 Brahma Kumaris, all of them are revealed. But Baba says, till what time will you want me to remain hidden? When will you reveal me? Because you'll have still revealed yourselves and you'll have revealed Brahma Baba's actions. But now reveal me, because become Bap Saman like me and reveal my presence. You have it with the moon, do you not? The sun of knowledge is still incognito anyway. However, in the corporeal form, in a revealed form, you have a connection with the senior mother, Badi Ma, Brahma. Brahma is the Badi Ma for us. So you must continually consider yourselves to be stars, just as the stars have a connection with the sun and the moon. In the same way, we should always have a relationship with Bap Dada. Just as the stars are sparkling, in the same way, constantly remain stable in your form of light. So now the significance of being a star is keep constantly sparkling like a star, not that star which can't be sparkling in the sun's light. So in the daytime the stars go off, but in the nighttime you can see. So for us we have to be constantly sparkling. Stars stay together within a gathering and are always loving and cooperative with one another. Snehi Sayogi. These stars are the memorial of you living stars. So have you become such elevated stars? Have the living forms and the images both become equal? Whilst seeing the memorials of your various forms and tasks, do you think that this is the image of myself, the living form? Has the difference between the living form and the image finished? And it reminds me of Dadi Gulzar, who was going into trance, and she said, when she came down from trance, that Baba, she told Brahma Baba that there is another Brahma Baba who's very light, I mean, full of light, sparkling in the subtle world, Sukshma Vatan. And he resembles you, or rather, you resemble him, but you are not so light. And this was the trigger for Brahma Baba to make his effort so intense. And thereon, then he always used to ask Dadi Gulzar to go and now start comparing. His tapasya became intense after that. So same thing Baba is asking us, that has the difference between your living Sakari form and the image of your subtle form, which is the perfect angelic form, close? Are you still coming close to that? Whilst being amongst themselves, do the stars remain distant to one another in their love and cooperation? So, which sparkle is Baba speaking about today? How do I know I am a sparkling star? Is it that I just visualize that, oh, light is coming? No, it is in the form of these two virtues, Snehi Bhava, Sayogi Bhava. In my relationships and connections with the Lokik and the Alokik world, am I being loveful and am I being cooperative? So that's what Baba is saying. How much distant are you still in these two virtues? That determines your sparkle. Have all of you never had a seminar? You have had many seminars of giving messages. What seminar still remains, and what is the aim of that final seminar? You relate your aim to everyone before the seminar takes place. So, what is the aim of the final seminar? Have you fixed a date for that? Just as you fix dates for other seminars. In the same way, have you fixed this as well? All of you have to have this seminar together. That's the word, together, because it's a sangathan, it's a gathering. And all of us, once we have love and cooperation for each other, it is easy to hold on to the gathering. There is an image of that final seminar of yours, and you have to put that image that has been remembered into a practical form. And what is the practical form of that image? Baba is saying that further, it's the Govardhan Parvat, the mountain of Govardhan. There is an image also of everyone's love, cooperation, and constant stage. A finger is shown lifting a mountain, whereby all the gopis at Gokul, where they were staying in Krishna Nagari, what we say, they all were giving their finger of cooperation. We don't say finger of luck, we say Sahyog ki ungli, finger of cooperation, and that can only happen when we have love inside. The finger is shown absolutely straight. If it were bent in any way, then there would be instability. So beautiful. Baba is explaining the fingers are shown as straight, bang straight. Because if they are bent, which means you're not giving proper worthwhile cooperation. Sometimes you give, sometimes you don't. And because of that, yes and no, sometimes there becomes instability in your stage. So third important virtue which Baba says, along with love and cooperation, is constancy in your stage and in your love and cooperation for others. It is straight and stable, and that symbol is shown in this form. Similarly, you have to keep your effort as well completely straight, your Purusharth also. Where the path bends every now and again, that is when the intellect stumbles here or there, that should finish now. and you should stabilize yourself in a constant state. This is what the Baba says in Sakar Murlis that gone are the days. You're not a child anymore, you're not a baby buddhi. Your intellect should not be like a baby, up and down, becoming stable, unstable. No, become a mature adult now. Become very spiritual and mature in your effort as well. No ups and downs in your stage. So, are you making such effort? And are you yourselves content with your effort? There was this entire Murli on contentment last Sunday. Or is it just as you tell Bhagats that their desire is elevated, but because they lack the power, they are not able to do what they want? This is a story of one of the Bhagats, a Pujari, who used to tell the Matajis and all the devotees that sing the name of the Lord and then you can cross the rivers, you can walk on the river. And that's what the Matajis used to practically do every day. They used to cross the river and come. But when they invited once this Pujari to come to their house, and when he went to the river bank, he said, "Where is the boat? How can I cross?" He said, "You only said, and that's what we do." He said, "That's for the sake of saying, but I really can't cross it." And that's what this shows, that he lacked power. It is not only sort of mouth service, it is the service from the intellect. Your intellect should be having so much of trust and faith and power in that faith. So, because they lack the power, they aren't able to do what they want. In the same way, you wish to become that elevated soul, the powerful soul. Your desire is elevated, yet your effort is lacking. Then, on the basis of your contentment, your aim seems very, very distant. So, what would you call that? A greatly knowledgeable soul. Baba is actually taunting us for this. So you call yourselves the children of the Almighty Authority, and yet, even after becoming His children, you don't have any power within yourselves. People are able to do whatever they want. You believe this, don't you? So, in terms of being a Master Almighty Authority, are you not able to do whatever you want and think? If that is my title, I should be able to. Can you not put that final stage of yours into a practical form? Or you think that, is it because it is in the final stage that it will happen at the end? No, do not ever think that this is what is meant by the final stage, because some children are very ignorant and maybe innocent in this form. They say it's the final stage, so it will happen at the final moment. No, it can't unless you do what Baba says in Hindi, bahut kal ka abhyas, which means a study of prolonged period of time, an effort of a long period of time. So don't ever think that this is what is meant by final stage and that that stage would be created at the end. However, it is when you put that complete stage into a practical form that you will then be able to reach the final stage at the end. If you don't continue to bring that final stage close to you from now, then it will remain distant always. You won't be able to attain it. That is why you must now take a jump in your effort. And whilst moving along, there is a lack of percentage in your effort. And that's what Baba says, we all are number wise. This is why you're now on the stage of making perfect yourself. So, whilst being on the stage, make up that percentage. A lot of percentage is still lacking. That's what Baba said in 72, and then this Murli was also revised in 94. So, I mean, we are still revising it till this date, and we still feel that a lot of percentage in our effort is still not to the mark. A lot of it is lacking. It should be, a lot of it should be achieved, little should be lacking. And that's because Baba is giving us the answer. You're number wise in the main subject of remembrance. But together with the stage, the percentage of remembrance you should still have is still lacking. And this is why the influence that there should be is not so visible. So हमारा प्रभाव नहीं पड़ता दूसरों के ऊपर because of our stage, which is still very dwindling. Unless you increase the percentage, you cannot spread the influence. And in order to spread that, you need a percentage. Just like light bulbs, there is light in each one, but according to the percentage of the light, that is the wattage, what we call. Wattage is the parameter to measure the light of the light bulb. We know how many watts bulb. So we should be, Baba says, not 0 watt or Timtimati 5 watt, 4 watt. It should be 100 watt. The percentage should be 100. And then it will spread that far. So you have become bulbs, but you do not yet have the percentage of light that there should be. And now increase that. You were also told earlier that one is light, next is a searchlight, which Baba mentioned yesterday as well in the Sakar Murli, and the third is a lighthouse. So these are all stages. One is just a light illuminating the room. Next is becoming a searchlight which goes far off, you can see the light to help other people find their way. And third is really a big lighthouse showing even the way to all the ships which have been wandering here and there in the ocean of this madness or darkness. So there's a variety of stages. You have become light, but now become a lighthouse and spread light in all the four directions and dispel the darkness. Enable everyone to attain so much light that they are able to see themselves. At present, they are not even able to see their own selves. Lighthouse is out of question. Forget even a searchlight. Baba is saying your own light also is so dwindling that you can't see yourself. So when there is a lot of darkness, they are neither able to see themselves nor others. So become such lighthouses that everyone is able to see himself. Just as a mirror is able to give a vision of the self to anyone who stands in front of it, have you become such mirrors? And if all of you were to become mirrors and begin to carry out your task, then would souls in all the four directions not receive a vision of themselves? So imagine or not imagine, visualize. Visualize physical mirrors. All of us become mirrors. And you know, mirrors can reflect a lot of light. So if all of us in the physical way, I said that reflecting light, physical light, but if all of us become those images of Baba's task and Bab Saman, then don't you feel that all the souls in all the four directions will receive a vision of Baba? So they are not receiving a vision, which means we are not ready, right? That's what Baba is saying. When anyone has a vision, he definitely lets out a cry of happiness through his lips. You have become such mirrors, haven't you? So throughout the day, how to check if I have become a mirror? So the checking point is how many do you enable to have a vision of their own selves? And that will be only possible if I am situated in that vision, high vision of myself. That whoever comes in front of you, are you able to have a vision? In the sense, are you able to grant it from your stage? If the mirror is not powerful, then they see another form instead of the real form. So that's what Baba used to always say, Brahma Baba in the Sakar times, that children, you all are at fault. If someone is having that vikari drishti, the vicious vision still towards you, it's because you are at fault. You are not situated in that angelic consciousness or in the subtle consciousness. And therefore they are seeing you as the body, and therefore they are being pulled by vices towards you. If you start really becoming an embodiment of that stage, then they'll start seeing your real form. Someone may be thin, but be seen as very fat. There are some mirrors in the Lokik world, you know, they give you different forms. It's either a thin form or a fat form. So you become such powerful mirrors that though you are in this physical body, but your remembrance and smriti is so powerful that they get a vision of their own self from yours. So become such powerful mirrors that you can enable everyone to have a vision of their own selves. That is, as soon as they come in front of you, they forget their bodies and stabilize themselves in their bodiless form. And in fact, this is the true service and the true success of service. Acha. So the last four lines is always Bab Dada's remembrance, and Baba revises all what he said in the entire Avyakt Murli. So we'll revise that. To those who are constantly the embodiment of success, to those who have constantly a seminar to harmonize their sanskars. We said through love, cooperation, and our own stage. To the divine stars who bring their perfect stage close. To the stars of Bapdada's eyes. To those who awaken the stars of fortune, love, remembrance, and namaste. And we also say namaste and remembrance for Baba. Further moving on, we have time, so we'll try to see how much we can see the meeting with parties. So Avyak Bab Dada's meeting groups personally. So on these similar lines, Baba is asking a party, do you experience yourselves to be powerful souls whilst keeping your elevated fortune in your consciousness? Because to the extent that you have this awareness, so will you have power. So beautiful Hindi words again, Smriti so samarthi bhava. If I'm having the power of, if I'm having first the consciousness of my elevated fortune, will then I have power in myself. Have you, if there is less awareness, there's less power. Have you become the embodiment of remembrance, or do you have to make effort to remember? So, see, just as you never forget your corporeal form, you constantly have its awareness. In the similar manner, become the embodiment of remembrance very naturally. And that is because you're becoming the embodiment of remembrance of your fortune. Kya mila hai mujhe, bhagya kya hai? Whilst having remembrance, you become aware. But as you move along, you become forgetful. And then this is not being called an embodiment. Embodiment will be 24/7, every second. An embodiment never forgets. What we do is we wear the cloth and remove it. We don't hold on to that image of ours. There are those who have to have remembrance, and then those who are the embodiment of remembrance. So who are we? Baba is asking, have you become that embodiment? Or is the game of remembering and forgetting still continuing? Then Baba is really addressing the residents of the hospital. That is the hospital which we have, the global hospital, and also the residents of Abu who are sitting there. So all of you are very, very fortunate because the majority are residents of Madhuban. Or do you think that Madhuban and hospital are separate? So now we have so many campuses. At Shanti down we have Anand Sarovar, Manmohini One complex. Then there's another big one where there are a lot of yog bhattis happening. I forget the name, Man Sarovar. Yeah, that's the one. So Baba is saying, don't look at only Pandav Bhavan as the Madhuban, because ideally Pandav Bhavan was the Madhuban to start with. But when all these campuses of Babas are expanding, hospital and Gyanswar was also one of them. So do you think that Madhuban is separate, hospital is different? No, you're all Madhuban residents, aren't you? So in which atmosphere do you live? Do you live in the atmosphere of Madhuban, or do you live in a different atmosphere of the hospital? Seeing all ailing patients is your stage up and down. The greatest sustenance is that of the knowledge and the Murli. Do you listen to that in the hospital and in your homes, or do you just listen to that in Madhuban? Baba is asking in a very interesting way, Ramanik way. So the greatest sustenance is that of Murli. That's what we all are connected to as well through the morning revision, which you all are doing since a long time. And the other sustenance is for the body in the form of Brahma Bhojan. So one is the soul sustenance, the other is for the body. So are you given both in Madhuban, aren't you? I'm sure all of you have been to Madhuban, the new students of Baba online. I'm sure now, since the COVID restrictions have been lifted, you'll have had a chance to go to Baba, either for Baba Milan or for something, some meetings. Now the season has started. April onwards, there are many seasons where you can take new souls to Baba's house. If you are eating in your own home, what do you remember as you eat? That you are sitting in Madhuban, right? So those from the hospital eat in Madhuban anyway. And sorry, let me just tell you this here. It's interesting to know that the food which comes to the hospital, global hospital, comes from Madhuban. There is no such separate food cooked. It is cooked for the patients in some way, but all the surrendered brothers and sisters who are working in the hospitals as nurses, doctors, etc., all the hospital admin staff, they all get the food which comes from Pandav Bhavan. So that's what Baba is saying, that from the hospital, whatever you eat comes from Madhuban anyway. So you're so lucky. To constantly receive Brahma Bhojan is no less a fortune. I think in the Murlis we should keep read these personal meetings of Baba. It really tells you how Baba is so, where he's so official when he speaks about the Murli, but he then comes down to our level and speaks to us about these very small, small little things like Brahma Bhojan and all those things which we do routinely in our Brahmin life. So for the soul to constantly receive sustenance through the special souls, it not is not any less sustenance. So to constantly have an elevated atmosphere, to have an elevated company, you have so many types of fortune. From Amrit Vela to night time, continue to bring your different fortunes in your awareness. At the beginning of the daily timetable, the first fortune is what? To celebrate a meeting with the Father. That's the Amrit Vela. The world is desperate, whereas you celebrate a meeting from Amrit Vela till night time. The world is desperate to have a glimpse. They say the Bhagats, Ek jhalak dikhla ja. Give me a glimpse of you. But here we are so fortunate to celebrate the entire day with him, starting from Amrit Vela till night time. Even when you go to sleep at night, where do you sleep? On a bed. So look, you have fortune at the beginning. So what's your answer here? Not in the bed. We sleep in Bab Dada's lap. So you have the fortune at the beginning, which is the day it starts with Amrit Vela, the fortune in the middle as we do our daily chores. And then what will happen at the end? You will receive nothing but fortune and only fortune. So constantly keep the list of your fortune in front of you and constantly sing this song, Vah My Fortune. Of course, you do say Vah Baba Vah, but together with that, you also say Vah Mera Bhagya Vah, my elevated fortune. Not a limited one, but an unlimited elevated fortune. So those who constantly maintain this awareness will of their fortune will also make others fortunate. It's 5:30. I'll just take 5 more minutes and see how much we can finish. We won't rush, but we'll see how much we can cover. Whatever someone is like, he'll make the others same as well. So what do those from the hospital do all day long? Do you constantly look at the patients or do you look at your fortune as well? I think all these Murlis, whoever is reciting for them, for me today, it is me. So it's all divine coincidence. Being a Lokik doctor by profession, Baba is speaking about all the hospital stuff today. So do you look at the patients or do you look at your fortune as well in between? What do you see? You look at your fortune, don't you? So together with the patients, first of all, see your fortune. So you should remember both God and your fortune. Look, you have received a very good title. And what is our title? Abu Nivasis. Nivasi means resident. So as soon as you hear the word Abu Nivasis, you can easily remember being the residents of Param Dham, because Abu is the word, it's a Lokik word, but Abu means it's a Urdu word for Abba. They say Abu Abu, no? In Urdu, they call the father as Abu. So you can easily remember being the residents of Param Dham, can't you? Because Abu belongs to Brahma Baba. We say Abu is Charitra Bhumi, Karam Bhumi, Dharam Bhumi of Brahma Baba. It's the land where Brahma Baba performed his actions. His character was built on this. So all that. That's the land of Brahma Baba. So when you remember Father Brahma, you can easily remember Shiv Baba because both are combined. So by hearing the words Abu Nivasis, you also remember your sweet home. That is, you easily remember both Bap and Dada. And where is the hospital? In Abu. And that to Mount Abu, which means mount, which means a very elevated stage. So do those from the hospital stay in remembrance easily, or do the residents of Abu, because Baba was addressing these two, Abu Nivasis and hospital Nivasis, who live in their own homes, that is the residents of Abu, they stay in remembrance easily, or those who live at the center stay in remembrance easily? So each one of us ask ourselves now, who stays in remembrance easily? Of course, everyone. But who are the ones who have easy remembrance? Sahaj Yog. The double foreigners remain happy anyway. Double foreigners means double happy or doubly happy. I don't know whether there are any DFs here. Some used to be there from Malaysia, I remember. So I hope someone is there today as well because Baba is addressing them. Does this happiness in the hospital increase or does it only sometimes decrease? Happening something with the patient. No matter whatever happens, even if you're about to die, your happiness should not disappear. Even if you do die, your happiness shouldn't go. It does not matter if you leave the body. You have the guarantee that if you go with happiness, then you go to make many others happy. Because if you leave the body with this happy thought or stability and peaceful thought, your next birth also will be the same. And then you'll radiate vibrations of peace and happiness there as well. So let it be this firm that even if you leave your body, your happiness wouldn't disappear. Because Brahman life is a life full of happiness. And if you Brahmins, I'll finish this last para. If you are Brahmins and you don't have happiness, then it's not a Brahman life. So all of you are true Brahmins. There is no need to ask about anything in this. When you sign anything, you first write PK as your occupation. So Brahmins means those who have the fortune of happiness, those who constantly remain happy. No one has the courage to reduce your happiness. And since yesterday or day before in the Sakar Murli, Baba was remembering about Maya. Baba says, Baba says that let Maya come and try to test you all up right and center. Let it try to box you and see how much you're able to win over her. Whether it is Maya or Maya's father, who's Maya's father? Baba. They cannot make your happiness disappear. So someone is asking, Baba, who's Maya's father? So consider Ravan to be the father of Maya. So when we say that Maya is the Bachi, it's the daughter of Shiv Baba, it is in that sense when Baba orders Maya to go and test us. But what is exactly Maya? Maya is weaknesses. So weakness is the progeny, and who is the creator of that weakness? That is Ravan. So consider Ravan to be the father of Maya. But your happiness cannot disappear, no matter where you may be living. Your happiness cannot disappear. It is impossible. Do you say this with so much of intoxication, or perhaps you think that it might become possible someday? You know very well that it is impossible for happiness to disappear from Brahman life. So Baba is saying each one's face should appear to be cheerful and happy. The fortune of happiness is sparkling on your forehead, and it is sparkling. There aren't any clouds of Maya, are there? Because clouds can hide anything. But with us, these clouds cannot come. So constantly remain sparking. And see, amazing, we just have the last few lines. So what are the Shaktis thinking? They constantly sing songs of happiness and the Pandavas keep on dancing. So Shakti singing, Pandavas dancing doesn't mean vice versa, it can't happen. We both play roles each other. I hope you know what I'm saying. Shaktis is, Baba refers to sisters and Pandavas is the brothers. In Brahmin life, there's just singing and dancing. And even when you perform actions, performing actions is also just a dance. In a dance, you use your hands and feet, don't you? So whatever actions you perform as a karma yogi, that is also just dancing. And finally, you're playing a game, aren't you? Acha. Om Shanti. So I'll stop sharing and then we can take your, after a minute of silence, we'll take your sharings. Thank you. So you can start sharing.
Om Shanti, a wonderful Murli. We three are together, son of knowledge, Gyan Surya Shiv Baba, the moon of knowledge, Gyan Chandrama, Brahma Baba, and I am a lucky and lovely star. We are all three are together, and I am always sparkling with happiness in the Brahmin life. My thinking, my words, and my actions are sparkling, dancing in happiness, singing. So I'm a Shakti when I'm singing, and when I'm in action, I'm dancing. The Pandav. Om Shanti. And we would like to add one reflection to achieve this stage. Baba has given us a practical technique that from Amrit Vela to night time, we need to bring different fortunes in our awareness, different fortunes, our elevated fortunes, as Baba looks at us, as Baba has our vision. Same vision we should align ourselves to, so that, and for that we can have a daily timetable every say half an hour or 1 hour, so that we see that we are aligned with that fortune or not. Are we having that the form, very clean and clear form in front of us, our elevated fortune form? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. I like really being a star. It reminds me the twinkle, twinkle, little star. I am a twinkling star in front of my father's son and moon mother, Shiva and Brahma. And I like the way you spoke about the eclipse, like I am the star in front of the moon. The moon is revealed to me, but my father, the sun, is incognito, just depicting the solar eclipse. So, and now Baba is saying, it's time for you to come out of the eclipse and reveal me. And I can do that only together with my mother, Brahma Moon. I like this first analogy of a star. The word star, Baba's given us so many adjectives, but today he says about Gyan stars, Gyan Surya and Gyan Moon. Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. Very nice, Murli, with so many key takeaways. And the one that also I really liked was be not just the light, but the lighthouse, and spread that light everywhere around. And he also then connects that para to the mirror, that when you see the mirror, it's not that you're fat or thin. You see yourself in that bodiless lighthouse form. And if you can make others see that as well, that's how we spread the message of Baba everywhere. So I really like that para, and it's something that I think as a practical exercise, with our friends also, we should be looking to the mirror and focusing on the lighthouse and where the body just disappears. I think it will be a fun exercise to do. Om Shanti.
And just to add one more point, Baba speaks about love, cooperation, and constant stage. And when he's speaking about the figure, he gives us such a beautiful explanation. See, if these fingers, when it is holding to something, they must be together, because together is strength. And they are shown absolutely also straight. So if suppose my fingers bend, then whatever I'm holding is going to tilt. But Baba is saying it should be straight and stable. So like that, even my effort has to be completely straight. So this bending is whenever I stumble, whenever I'm immature in what I do, if I just go up and come down, go up and come down. So like child games. So that means I lack the power. So when I lack the power, the effort is also lacking, then I cannot lift the mountain. That is, my aim would become distant. And is this a sign of a master almighty authority? Even that paragraph where Baba explains about these three is a good takeaway.
And just to add on to what Sister just said, if the finger bends for whatever reason, the constant remembrance will just make it stand erect again. So that awareness that he's always with you, next to you, and anytime you stumble and fall, the remembrance is going to just bring it all back. And you're back into your constant stable stage. That is also a good way to not feel too bad if sometimes it bends, but to just come back immediately. That's in 1 second, be back on that stage. Om Shanti.
Yeah, yes, Baba also adds, as the sister said, about this awareness. He speaks it, as you said, in one of the group, he said, if you have less awareness, there is less power. It is just smriti and vismriti. So it's like a Mickey Mouse, like a game of Mickey Mouse. They are playing upar jana, niche jana, that one. But my greatest takeaway today, all these were analogies, is the Tower of Light. For me, a lighthouse is what I would like to be now. Because now Baba wants us to really illuminate the path of so many people to whom Shiva is incognito, to who are still in darkness. We are in the age of light. Our soul has been awakened. I am light, but I have to also make the other person aware that he is light. And then the whole world needs this light. So not just a searchlight, I have to raise my height to a lighthouse. It would be so beautiful really to become a lighthouse in a bay, and there's these wandering people to say, Shiva is here, Shiva has come. So that's what I would like to provide: sanctuary, stability, and hope. This lighthouse is, as even yesterday Sakar Murli rightly said, Baba said, you're a lighthouse for liberation and life. But that's something in the future. Now, I would really love to be a lighthouse. So if all of us are lighthouses, just see the whole ocean would be lit. A living lighthouse, a tower of light. Thank you.
So thank you for all your sharings. So let's now sit in meditation, and I'll just play some soft music in the background, give you some thoughts, and you all can churn on that. So churning on from today's Murli, let me just visualize this Trimurti form. So what is this Trimurti form? I, the divine sparkling star of success, the fortunate lucky star that I am, in connection with my great mother, Brahma Baba, the moon of knowledge, Gyan Chandrama, and both of us, the stars and the moon, connected with the eternal sun, the sun of knowledge. And so with this Trimurti image, let me move on to another Trimurti which Baba mentioned today. How will I know? It was three things as Baba mentioned. In my behavior and actions, love, cooperation, and stability. These three virtues, if I can inculcate and constantly keep using them, having love in the heart, unconditional for everyone, will enable me to give the finger of cooperation which never bends, remains straight, and third, being constantly in the elevated stage and not playing games of childhood of being up and down. And finally, as Baba said in the personal meetings with various groups, so for the physical body, the sustenance is Brahma Bhojan. So throughout the entire day, while I have meals, let me consider that it's Brahma Bhojan and I consume it in the remembrance of Baba. And for the soul sustenance, it's the Gyan Murli. Let me try to inculcate what I have listened to today. In addition, to the Sakar Murli, which I shall be listening at 7 a.m. And now with this last thought that I am a constantly sparkling star. Amidst the eclipse which today many or quite a few of us would be able to see, let me be in constant remembrance while doing any such actions. A sparkling star, a searchlight for others, and a lighthouse for many. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. And let's experience staying in the stage of Trimurti Star for the whole day as Manoj Bhai has given us the same homework. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.